Hi guys. Okay, so it's time to save the planet, ourselves, the society, everything really. So that's breakfast. Pretty cool, yeah. So that's papayas, big pieces. So we get to chew more and we get to salivate more. There's a pear. There's a guava, little one. And yeah, two oranges, limes. I think they're limes or they're oranges. I don't know. They're the same thing. Hi Sakshi, so nice to see you. So yeah, that's breakfast. Okay. So yeah, like I was just saying, it's time to save ourselves, the society and the planet. So yeah, no oil, no cooking, not much cutting, no peeling. Well, peeling will happen to the oranges. No spicing up with processed masalas because salt is made in factories. Black salt, pink salt, white salt, whatever salt. Knives are made in factories, so we want to use minimum knives. And the most gunk we add to this, the more we have to wash knives and stuff. So we use more soap, which is a petrochemical. So more oiling, more mining, whatever. So yeah, avoid cutting, peeling, boiling, frying, sprouting, fingering the food basically. Yeah. Oh, lunch is waiting very soon after that. So that's for lunch while we wait. Hi Ansh. So that's bhindi, bangan, and long beans. So that's for later. This is now. Good morning, champ. I was just telling Sakshi that yeah, we're gonna continue on our journey to save ourselves, society, and the planet. So yeah. Hi Raghav. Nashta dekh lo bhaiya. Hi Prakash. Yep, so that's breakfast. As you can see, and these papayas aren't peeled, as you can see again. So yeah, no need to peel these papayas. If there are some bad bits, then you can get them out. But yeah, don't peel stuff. Guava obviously doesn't need peeling. Pears don't need peeling. Oranges I'll peel, bananas I peel. But yeah, watermelons I don't peel. I eat them with the skin. So yeah, the less oil we eat, the good for us, the better for us, the better for society and for the planet. Yeah, unfortunately, you guys are not as lucky as my parents were when they could afford not to think about anything. They started using plastic bags like no tomorrow. They got us in the habit of using plastic like no tomorrow. So I feel sorry for you guys really because you don't have the option to destroy the planet. The planet is already on the verge. So yeah, your job unfortunately is to save the planet. People of my generation, our job is to tell you, look what the previous generation did wrong and look what you need to do right. So yeah, I'm just passing by, but the planet belongs to you guys. Everyone who's between 18 to 25. Yeah, the economy, the society, the planet, the law, everything belongs to you guys. Everyone watching this between 18 to 25. Yeah. Yeah, this is your world now, and this is what you have to deal with it now. So as you can see, these papayas aren't peeled, they aren't cut much. None of the other fruits are peeled. Hi Zeel. Oranges I'll peel obviously. Hi Prashu. But yeah, you guys have to look after the planet. It's your planet now. My life is more than half done. My parents' life is almost entirely done, and we're gonna leave you with all this plastic, all this pollution, all these diseases, corruption, war, terrorism, pandemics. We're gonna leave you with all of those, and you've got to fight it. All I can show you is how to fight it, but the rest of it is up to you. So yeah, this is breakfast: papaya, kind of oranges, guava, pear. And then that's lunch, that's bindi, bangan and long beans. And then I have dessert as well. And today I'll make it a point to keep my music really low because yesterday we got disconnected because Instagram detected some copyrighted music. So yeah, we are on. Okay. And I'm doing this just so you guys know it's not hard. This is not spiced, this is not cut a lot because then I have to wash the knife, I have to use soap which is made in a factory. Plus the more I cut it, the less I chew it, the less I chew, the less I salivate, so the less my body is able to digest. Digest simply means get the nutrients out of this stuff. So yeah, I've paid for this whole thing. I'm gonna get all the nutrients. Of course I've got the seeds out because they're really bitter. And you can't eat a lot of papaya because it'll hurt your stomach. But yeah, I think I can get away with this much. Let's see if I can. It's dripping juicy. And as you guys can see, the skin is still on. But yeah, the skin is where the nutrition is. Plus I've paid for it. So yeah, why would I miss out on this on the skin? It's just shocking that probably everyone in this video has not had one oil-free day in last 1 month. Is there anybody here who has not used any oil or eaten anything that has used oil at all, even on one day in the last 1 month? Oh, Zilu, thank you. Bitter. So I like that word bitter. So can you tell me whether bitter is in the papaya, is in the tongue or is in your mind? Can you just tell me that? You guys are smart. My parents' generation, they weren't very clever. You guys are clever. So I can ask you scientific questions. You guys got Google, Wikipedia. Nobody can trick you. You can argue freely. You have freedom of speech. You have internet. You guys have everything you need to live a good life. So you tell me, where is the bitterness? Is it in my mind? Is it in the papaya or is it in my tongue? It's dripping juicy. Too good. Too good. Oh, by the way, the riper the papaya, the thinner the skin. The thinner the skin, the less bitter it is. So if you eat a raw papaya, of course the skin is much bitter, but this one isn't. Much more bitter, but this one isn't at all. Hardly. Plus, while I'm eating this, I know, first of all, I'm liberating women. I don't want women to prepare food for me. I'm liberating the planet because the less knives you use, my knife would last a lifetime. Your knife probably wouldn't. You'll need to use more soap. The knives have plastic handles or metal blades, you have noticed. Metal probably never decomposes. Steel is one of the most polluting industries in the world. Steel is 70% carbon. All the iron, all the carbon has to be dug out of the earth. Or mining is very water intensive, energy intensive. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on about how much I would be polluting the planet if I cut this anymore. Plus less chewing, less salivation. If I put salt on it, salt is made in factories. If I change this anymore, I know I would be polluting the planet, polluting myself, my body, missing out on a lot more nutrition because I'm salivating less, digesting less. So all in all, once I think out all of that, the bitterness disappears and only the sweetness remains. Thank you, Abhishek. Yes, you are absolutely right. Thank you. Zilu, you are saying the taste is not in the skin, it's in the tongue or mind. You are correct. But tongue or mind, it is not in the papaya, obviously, because the fungus that grows on it, they would keep growing and growing and growing. In fact, the worse it starts to taste, the more bacteria and fungus will grow on it. So the bitterness is not in the skin. Is it in the tongue or is it in the mind? Sorry. कड़वा कहाँ लगता है? दिमाग में लगता है या जुबान पे लगता है? Plus the skin adds a little bit of crispiness and this drips less. Without the skin, this will be dripping so much that I have to actually cut it in small pieces and then eat it with a fork. And the fork is made of steel, which is again made in factories. And the chain continues. Plates, whatever. Obviously, more factories, more pollution, more exploitation, More rich and poor divide. The rich get richer, the poor get poor, because there are factories, because there are mega farms, mega factories. There are mega rich and there are mega millions of mega poors. Perfect, Jilu. You are absolutely right. It is definitely in the mind, because think about it. When you have fever, sweet things feel bitter, right? So taste cannot be in the tongue. So now we know it's in the mind. So now you ask your mind whether the mind wants good taste or the mind wants to save you, the society and the planet. It will depend. If you have a child's mind, it will say, no, I care about myself, the rest can go wherever. And if you have a mature mind, it will see that, you know what, I am connected to my body, my mind is connected to my body is connected to this society, these people around me, people who make laws, people who enforce laws, people who make culture, traditions, people who make trends. So these people affect me. What people do, what people don't do, that affects me, and ultimately the planet affects me. So yeah, it's just then a question of whether you have a mature mind or not. If you have a mature mind, you will not worry about your taste, which will only last a few minutes or a few seconds, if that. After I do this, I eat something sweet, I eat a banana, and all the bitterness is absolutely gone. Right now I do feel a little bitter, obviously I do. But yeah, it's just a question of the mind, that how big you can think. And our parents could afford to think in any way they like, because the planet that my parents had was much cleaner. Society was a little fairer. It was less populated. It was less competitive. My parents never had exam tensions, entrance exam tensions. Yeah, think about it. They had less stress, less pollution. They could afford to pollute the planet with plastic bags, with cooked food, with cutlery, with products, consumerism. Keep buying, keep buying, keep buying. Status depends on how much stuff you got. So our parents, my parents, could definitely afford to think and live like that. The question is, can you guys afford to put taste before health? You're not breathing clean air anyway. You're not eating pesticide free food anyway. You're not drinking chemical free milk anyway. I mean, name one thing that you have that is without chemicals. One thing that you have that is without chemicals, including air, including food, everything, including water. The municipality processes it with fluoride and stuff. So chlorine is frequently used. Sometimes water smells of chlorine, and chlorine is a poison. You tell me one thing where you guys don't use chemicals constantly. It's not just every day or every month or every year. It's just incessant. There is nothing you use that does not have chemicals. So you guys cannot afford to buy plastic at all. You guys cannot afford to cook at all. Yeah, think about it. I mean, if you think that you won't grow old, nobody can help you. If you believe that you will grow old, just picture the planet you will live in where you are old. 50% of, or there'll be more plastic in oceans than fish in a few years' time. Can you imagine that? There is plastic, microplastic being found inside the linings of fish. Babies are born with not pink lungs. That means their mothers are inhaling so much bad air that babies have started developing lungs as if they were smoking. Because if you smoke, you don't have pink lungs. So babies, newborn babies don't have pink lungs. So just think about that. You weren't born with pink lungs to start with. Everything you breathe, eat, drink is all chemical laced. Can you afford to think about taste? Can you? I can, but then who's gonna set an example for you guys? So I can still afford to think about taste because it's still not that bad. It's getting bad fast, it's getting hot. Forest fires, summers are mad hot. Monsoons are weird. When I was your age, I remember when I was 18, 20, 15, monsoons meant monsoons. It would rain every single day and it would never flood. It wouldn't be mad rain, but it would rain every day. Nowadays what you have here is it just rains crazy and then it stops. Then suddenly it's very hot on days when it doesn't rain. And then it rains like crazy and it floods and then it stops. And then you have diseases. Yeah, I can't tell you how things have worsened in the last 20 years. So you do the math, what will happen in the next 10, next 20, next 40, next 60 years. And medical services are getting better. You know, corona के इतने cases तो भी लोग मर नहीं रहे इंडिया में इतने. So you guys will have top medical systems which won't let you die, which is worse because that means you won't be very productive and you will keep taking loans to finance your education, to finance your housing, and then to finance your medical bills. You will live and die in debt basically. And some people will get richer by giving you money to order Zomato. So yeah, for those who just joined, papayas, oranges, guava, pear, and some other things coming up later. And then for lunch, we got bhindi, bangan, choli, and then of course the dessert. And I'll make sure I play the music low because yesterday we got disconnected because the music was copyright. So Instagram took us off. Anyway. So yeah, of course the skin's a little bitter, of course it is. So what? The feeling, the satisfaction I get from saving myself, everything else around me is much more than the badness of the bad taste, the bitterness. Zeel, I'm waiting to hear from you. What do you think after what I just lectured? Oh, Abhishek, hi. Since when am I eating raw food? Almost a year now. And I am going to take up that challenge from Krishna Ram from Darjeeling, where he said that if you want to be a bodybuilder, can you live on this diet? So I spoke to my body sculptor, stroke motivator, stroke coach, stroke dietitian today. And he's gonna make me a chart, and he's already given me a workout schedule for the next 6 days, and if everything goes to plan, then from 1st October I hit the gym, and yeah, I start putting on mass with this food, if that can be done. Of course it's good for the brain, of course it's good for the planet, of course it's good for society, of course it's good for my body, but is it good for body building, body sculpting? That's the question. He told me something very simple, that you need to eat stuff that is dense. So dense like pear is dense or bananas are dense. Like orange is not dense, tomato is not dense. So he told me to eat more dense food because that will give me more calories. And I need to eat stuff with more protein. So maybe palak, again guava, avocados, maybe if I can grow them, because I'm not gonna eat Mexican imported avocados because then it's global warming, because shipping fuel is the worst fuel in the world anyway. Zilu, if you think I am right, then that means you are right. You yourself agree that you can't afford to think about taste. Unfortunately. Too bad for you guys. I feel bad for you guys, but I don't just want to say, hey, sorry, tough luck guys. You got a bad planet. We shat all over your future. I don't want to just say that. I want to also tell you that I'm sorry, I couldn't do more to give you a better planet, a better economy, a better society, better democracies. We couldn't give you anything better than when you were born, but I can show you a better way. That's my think of my way of apologizing to you guys for what my parents did to all of us, the lifestyle we have inherited, the planet we have inherited. It's not all peachy. Abhishek, everyone tells me this. They feel sharper. They feel physically much more active in whatever they're doing in life, whether they're doing sports, whether they are romancing, whatever they're doing. They feel sharper, clearer. Little things that used to bother them before just don't bother them anymore. They are attracting some crazy psycho fans. people who break into their homes, people break into my homes. Twice it has happened. Both cases they were women, and they broke into my home. Like they would go around on the terrace and they would jump, and then they would break into the balcony. So it's a madness. Of course, I'm just gonna look like I'm bragging everything. So I want you guys to try it out for yourself. People go crazy. People just don't leave you alone. They just don't leave you alone. There are some people who've been like stalking me like mad. I just can't seem to get them off. They'll do everything. They'll try to, I don't know, Sam Dam Danbhe. They'll try everything, but people won't be able to just leave you alone. That is a promise. I'm getting better at playing the musical instrument. I'm getting better at chess. So of course my mind's better. My pain's gone. It's been at least 4 years I ate any medicines, but doctors were very clear that you'll have to have medicines, surgeries, wheelchairs throughout your life. I couldn't walk at one point. I couldn't stand. And now I cycle at least 20 kilometers, many days 40 kilometers, and I walk at least 20 kilometers every single day. And now I'm going to start building my body. It just makes you limitless. It just makes you limitless. The minute you stop oil, just one thing, it's just insane, beyond words. Yes, Zilu, laziness disappears. You're just full of beans all the time. You're like, yeah, come on, whatever. Yeah, come on, why not, whatever. You're up for anything. You're not like, abhi khana kha hai, yaar, baithna padega, yaar, rehne na, yaar, julab ho jayega, yaar. None of that lethargy. Papayas are so filling. The less I use a knife, the more I use my teeth, the more I salivate, the more I digest, the more nutrition I get out of this thing. Taking vitamin C tablets, taking any vitamin tablets are needed because you are eating the right food, but your body is not able to extract anything from that food because you're not chewing it. You're either cooking it or cutting it or sprouting it or doing something to it so that it becomes softer. You are not getting your bucks bang. You are not getting what you paid for if you are just not gonna, be able to extract the nutrition from your food. That's not very nice. I have a bit of a gap between my teeth, and the incisor is the front. As I bit into this, one of the seeds got lodged right in between the two teeth. That's not very comfortable, but I keep going. These things happen. Skin would get stuck in your teeth and things like that. These things happen. But once you're done, you just rinse your mouth and it's all okay. Your sweat doesn't smell nearly as much. Your shit doesn't smell nearly as much. Your behavior and thoughts don't stink nearly as much. Guavas are filling. They're protein. They're proper protein. I can't tell you. It's very simple. How do you know right food from wrong food? Or how do you know anything right from wrong? Very easy. Once you leave something and you don't miss it, it's bad for you. Once you try to leave something and you keep missing it, it's good for you. Whether it's a person, whether it's a thing, whether it's a habit, whether it's a hobby, anything. जो चीज़ को छोड़ने के बाद याद ना आए ज़्यादा, वो बुरी थी आपके लिए. जो चीज़ को छोड़ने के बाद, जिस इंसान को छोड़ने के बाद वो बहुत याद आए, दिन रात याद आए, वो आपके लिए सही है. सेम गोज फॉर गुड फूड ऑल्सो. जो फूड शुरू करते ही अच्छा लगने लगे, शुरू करना बहुत ईजी हो, वो फूड आपके लिए अच्छा है. जो फूड शुरू करने में बहुत टाइम लगे स्टार्ट करने में, अगर आपने कभी मीट नहीं खाया, यू ट्राई ईटिंग मीट. जिसने कभी फ्रूट नहीं खाया उसको 2 दिन में फ्रूट की आदत लग सकती है. जिसने कभी मीट नहीं खाया उसको शायद थोड़े और दिन लगेंगे. उनके टेस्ट बड्स को, उनके नाक को, उनके पूरे सिस्टम को, आपका पॉटी वगैरह खराब हो जाएगा. सो व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड ऑन द वॉक, जब मैं बड़ौदा से चंडीगढ़, दिल्ली वगैरह में जो 1500 किलोमीटर चल के गया, आई वॉक थ्रू राजस्थान, हरियाणा, पंजाब, 2 यूनियन टेरिटरीज, 4-5 स्टेट्स, एवरीथिंग. तो उस टाइम पे 1 हफ्ते पहले मैंने दूध पीने का, रोटी दाल सब्जी सब खाने का प्रैक्टिस किया. 3-4 दिन मेरा पेट खराब रहा. फिर वो प्रैक्टिस हो गई, फिर मैं चला क्योंकि मुझे पता था हाईवे पे मुझे सिर्फ ढाबे ही मिलेंगे, फ्रूट नहीं मिलेगा साफ. बट वंस आई केम बैक, नेक्स्ट डे आई कुड स्टार्ट गोइंग ऑन टू फ्रूट और कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा. सो जिस चीज़ को छोड़ना मुश्किल हो और स्टार्ट करना आसान हो वो आपके लिए सही है. जिस चीज़ को स्टार्ट करना मुश्किल हो करना आसान हो, वो बंदा, वो फूड, वो चीज़ें आपके लिए खराब है. Once you're on this diet, you try quitting this diet. It's virtually impossible. You think about it every single day. That काश यार एक केला मिल जाए, एक एप्पल मिल जाए कहीं से यार. We'll miss it every single day. You go from this diet to meat, your body will have more complications. Even this diet to food, your body will have more complications. Your potty will smell, your sweat will smell. You will feel drowsy, lazy. Your schedule will get disrupted. You will not be able to sleep on time. You will not be able to wake up on time. You go from cooked diet or meat diet or dairy products diet to this diet, you will hardly notice any difference in your body. The ones you will notice will be positive. Loving it. Smells so awesome. Tastes so awesome. And it's weird. Oranges have citric acid, ascorbic acid, vitamin C. But when you eat them, your stomach processes them as alkaline. So some foods are acidic, but some foods are natural foods are acidic yet alkaline. So that's the beauty of it. I'm sure I won't be able to have that papaya anymore. It's very filling. But yeah, I've got oranges, I've got bhindi, bangan, choli, and then I've got my dessert. It's too yum. I wish this fruit would go on forever and ever and ever. My teeth are so much stronger now. I'll give you a demo one of these days. My teeth are so awesome now. Bhavya, it's up to you, buddy. You decide how you want to start. You can start eating more fruits. Automatically your cooked food will become less. Stop with rice and roti first. या रोटी एक रोटी कर दो, राइस 0 कर दो, एकदम 2-4 चम्मच. सब्जियां और दाल ज़्यादा खाने लगो. So your body will get used to not missing roti and overeating जो हम करते हैं रोटी और चावल ठूस कर. वो धीरे धीरे कम करो. ड्राई फ्रूट वगैरह खाना ज़्यादा शुरू करो. मतलब ये सब चीज़ें तुम धीरे धीरे ज़्यादा शुरू करो तो वो चीज़ें अपने आप कम हो जाएगी. तुम्हारा पेट भरने लगेगा तो वो चीज़ तुम कम खाओगे. And then once you are at that level where you are, let's say you've stopped all dairy products, so तुम पानी के सिवा और कुछ नहीं पी रहे और थोड़ा बहुत फ्रूट और कच्चा वेजिटेबल रोज खाने लगे हो, then you can start with having one day कि एक दिन रखना जब तुम कुछ कुक मत खाना, फिर 2 दिन रखना, ऐसे धीरे धीरे करके हो जाएगा. Hi Shreya, nice to see you as always. I spoke to my dietitian and bodybuilding, body sculpting coach today, and he said it's definitely possible. We just have to make a chart of which foods I've got to eat, which are high in calorie and protein. I've got to eat dense foods, so they'll have more calories. It's definitely doable. He's given me a workout schedule from today, and I've got to start gymming from the 1st of October. So hopefully I should be able to build a lot of body just on this food. Well done, Raghav. Chuna bhi mat. Of course you can have your cheat days, of course you can have your Sundays, you can have your Wednesdays, you can have 1 or 2 days where you do whatever you like, you eat pizza all day, whatever. But on a day-to-day basis, having a milk product, having a cooked product, having some or the other processed product every single day, having sugar every day, salt every day. What's up? Yes, you are right. That's what he said. Calories बहुत चाहिए, so eat dense stuff like whatever, pineapples or bananas or whatever, and have stuff which is high in protein. So he's gonna make a chart, and we're gonna do an Insta video. He's been like Mr. India several times and things, and Mr. World and whatnot. He's a legend. I hope you guys get to see him. And apparently there's no way to build body except doing weights. I've never been a fan of free weights. I've always been a fan of body weights and calisthenics and stuff like that. But he said, yeah, if you want to start adding mass quickly, then we'll have to start doing weights. So weight training. The syrup from papaya is so juicy and sticky that my hands are sticking to the plate. Sorry Raghav, समझा नहीं मैं. अच्छा स्टोरी लगा दूँ ऐसा, गुड आइडिया, थैंक यू. सॉरी यार मैंने इंस्टाग्राम व्हाट्सएप सब अभी अभी यूज करना शुरू किया. डन, थैंक यू. एनी सजेशंस यू हैव अबाउट ऑल दिस टेक स्टफ, प्लीज लेट मी नो. Shreya, strength training meaning weight, or what do you mean strength training? Oh, by the way, what I do with these peels is that I dry them out. I just leave them out in the terrace, leave them out in the sun. When they dry, I collect them in a box or whatever. When they're super dry, like crisp dry. And in the winters now, because after the monsoons, there's a lot of dirt everywhere. There's a lot of कीचड़ because people use plastic bags. और plastic bags गटर में जमा होते हैं, इसलिए पानी भर जाता है, इसलिए मच्छर होते हैं. इसलिए विंटर में मच्छर बहुत होंगे. तो शाम को खिड़की दरवाजे सब बंद करके ये सब पील्स को किसी मेटल के बर्तन में रख के जला देने का. योर रूम विल स्मेल ऑसम. ऑरेंजेस का स्मेल आएगा और वो धुएं से मच्छर भी चले जाएंगे. फिर दरवाजे जब खोलोगे, इट वोंट किल देम. व्हेन यू ओपन द विंडोज दे विल जस्ट लीव एंड न्यू वंस वोंट गेट इन ऑल्सो. सो या, दिस इज ऑल नेचुरल citrus flavored mosquito repellent room warmer. I've paid for it. Why would I want to, not use it? So I try to peel in a way that the whole peel stays together. I avoid using the knife as much because the more you use the knife, the more you have to wash it with soap and things like that. And soap water is called grey water. It is hard to recycle that water. Soap is a petrochemical product. Blah blah blah, you know the rest. Yeah, that's the idea. But if you keep it all together, then you just dry it in the sun and then you can burn it for mosquitoes. And that's your thingy. Again, I will not remove all the fiber. As you can see, it's virtually white because it's all that skin that people are obsessive compulsive about just removing forever. Guys, that's the fiber that will make you feel full, that will improve your potty, that will make you less depressed in life, that will regulate your heartbeat. It's all the fiber. So yeah, I wouldn't miss out on the fiber for the world. So उसको निकालना नहीं है. ये सब जो होता है वो सब मत निकालना. वही मेन चीज़ है. विटामिन सी को एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए, कैरी करने के लिए फाइबर तो फाइबर इज एवरीथिंग. Done. Resistance training. Okay, that is strength training. Got it. They're also a little bitter. Whatever. Don't think about the taste. Think about the nutrition. Think about the impossible things that you can achieve in your life very quickly, much before your friends and all your friends clapping for you. Think that. Taste stops mattering. Sakshi, definitely no eggs. Definitely no eggs. Never ever. Just look at, I don't know. Have you ever tried standing near one of those cage complexes where they keep, where they keep those hens when they transport them? Those hens are under constant stress. That place smells like high hell. It's cruel. I mean, look at the way those chickens are kept. You know what? There are, I think, 23 or 28 billion, billion with a B, matlab 90 hens and chickens on this planet. They are the world's most commercialized crop after wheat and rice. They are grown like crops. And a natural hen or rooster, that species, it lives about 7 months or 7 years or something like that. These are actually made to live exactly 28 days. These species are engineered to be mass produced in factories. But they are living things. They have stress hormones. They have adrenaline. They can see that their mates are being killed and butchered around them, left, right and center. You go to any slaughterhouse, you go to any bakri slaughterhouse, any cow slaughterhouse, you go to any slaughterhouse. The animals are constantly screaming and crying because they know that somebody is being killed and next it's their turn. So yeah, I mean, you or anyone, no milk products, definitely no poultry products, definitely not. Plus all the injections they give to all these hens and roosters, plus this, plus that, no animal products. I mean, karma, we are all connected, we are all one, they are our little brothers and sisters. We are supposed to be their guardians, not their growers. Really, think about it. I mean, how low do I have to think of myself to eat an animal product? Think about it. That, I don't know what sort of mentality I need to have to eat any animal product, including milk, dairy products, etc. Just think. I think that cows are made to give me milk, not feed their babies. Their babies can cry, their babies can starve. I will take the milk, I'll put it in a bucket, I'll put it in a market, I'll put it in a nice box, I'll put a nice model to advertise it, and people are silly enough to actually buy it and feel happy about it. I am such a clever marketer that I can make people commit sins and still feel cool about it. So yeah, no dairy products. What gives us the right? I mean, leave those guys alone. What gives us the right to use animals like that? I mean, come on, think about it. The best, probably somebody might be able to say, oh, वो तो सालों से चलता आ रहा है. Awesome, perfect. सालों से तो फिर औरतों का मुंह ढकना भी चलता आ रहा है. सालों से तो फिर मर्दों का बैठकर मूंछों को ताव देते रहना भी चल रहा है. सालों से चल रहा है, वही चलाओ ना. अब परफेक्ट. हाँ, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? We've got to stop cherry picking. That, you know what, food wise I'm going to be as unhealthy as my parents, but dress wise I'm going to be way cooler than my parents. Technology wise I'm going to be way cooler than my parents. But when it comes to being rigid, I'm going to be as rigid as my parents. This is very bad cherry picking. You guys are going to suffer. Your planet, remember, not mine. Definitely not your or my parents. They are done. You guys are going to inherit this planet. The economy, pandemics, war, politics, polarization, what they call it, Black Lives Matter movement, whatever is going on around the world, you know what's going on. It's not all good news. Absolutely. I have always said the same thing. If you live in a jungle, if you are hungry, you go looking for food, you find a rabbit, it looks tasty to you, you kill it, you eat it. Perfectly okay. Absolutely. But like I said, cherry picking starts when I say, you know what, like humans, I'm gonna live in cities, okay, not in jungles. And like humans, I'm gonna have an iPhone, okay, even if I have to sell my kidney for that. But like animals, I'm gonna think that other animals belong to me. Hi, Tarun. Sorry. I had a massive papaya or a quarter of a massive papaya, or another quarter. Oranges. I was just saying that don't remove the fibery thingies because the fiber is the main thing here. Yeah, whatever. You know, saying that the lion eats meat, so let me also eat meat, is a very stalker mentality. That, oh, her boyfriend calls her all day, so I'm also gonna call her all day. Or, yeah, that's what it is, that somebody does it, so I'll do it. Well, you be that. You be the lion. I mean, come on. Lions have pride. Lions are magnificent, dignified. Lions hunt for their own food. They don't go to markets and buy food that has been, I don't know, processed by kids. I've heard some ridiculous arguments, trust me. Once I was in a train, and of course at that time, this was like at least 10 to 15 years ago, and I used to have thepla with me wherever I went, obviously. There is really big two African fellas traveling in the train, and we got chatting and playing cards and stuff. And then they lunchtime comes and everyone gets their lunch out, and these guys get their chicken sandwich out, obviously. And then he said, man, why in India so many people vegetarian? Like, look at that kid. That kid was playing in the train. How skinny he is. Don't you think he should eat some meat? Look at how skinny he is. And then we got talking, and I said, well, in India we don't believe in killing animals so that I don't look skinny. We accept that, okay, if I'm skinny, I'm skinny. Let me get on with my business of life. If I want to be a mathematician, let me be a mathematician. If I want to be a musician, let me be a musician. Let me not worry about the build of my body or whatever. And we kept talking and talking and talking. And then it came to a point where obviously meat eaters get very quickly. Is that he said, you know what? If I punched you in the stomach, I can put a hole in your stomach. I said, oh, he said, if we were in a fight, I can put a hole in your stomach. I said, dude, if we were in an argument, I can put a hole in your head. And he just kept looking at me for a while. But this is what it boils down to, that ultimately you eat more meat so that you can be aggressive, you can be scary, you can be threatening, you can be menacing, you can be stalking, you can be doing things that basically other people would find very, very scary. Other animals would find scary. Everyone would find scary. So yeah, turn into a monster basically. Absolutely, Tarun. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. But again, no. How can you say always been omnivorous? Because are you saying that plants didn't exist? Like there were no apricot plants, there were no apple trees, there were no potatoes. Is that what you're saying? Where there were no trees? Uber juicy. Plus, this is a little bit like that lion argument. Those ancestors had very active lifestyles. Those ancestors climbed trees. Those ancestors didn't sit around, I don't know, chasing people. They didn't work in offices. They didn't have stress. They didn't have pollution. They didn't eat oil at all. At all. No oil. So you see what I'm trying to get to. There is no comparison. Just saying that lion eats other animals, so let me eat other animals. Or our ancestors were omnivorous, let me be omnivorous. If our ancestors were omnivorous. Are we nearly as physically active as a lion? Do we sleep under the sun? Do we walk directly on the ground without shoes? Oh, sorry, omnivorous, yeah. Not carnivorous, my mistake, okay. I would disagree. I don't know. Is there any evidence which says that there were people that were never 100% vegetarian. Plus, it would make sense that if you are a very active person, then you would need more protein intake. So then you go and eat animals. But the lifestyles that we live today, where is the need to have that much protein? Plus, remember, those animals lived in the free. Those tribes, they would ask for forgiveness from the animal after killing it. And I'm sorry I took your life and I destroyed your family, but my family needs you. And I'm going to make sure I take care of this jungle so that your children grow up in a good home. So they would actually, you watch these movies like Gods Must Be Crazy. Check out that movie, God, or just check out on Discovery Channel. All these ancient tribes, they actually worship the jungle. How many of us worship factories or shops where the chicken comes from? I mean, think about it. There's a different psychology, physiology, ecology, psychology. Everything is vastly different. Yeah, those guys actually see. I think it was in Avatar as well. Yeah, if you check out Avatar, that guy keeps making a lot of noise, and then some animals try to attack it, and then the heroine has to kill one of the animals, and then the heroine apologizes, and she calls the hero child. That you are a child. You just don't understand that you are new to the forest. This forest belongs to these animals. We are trespassers. We are passing by, and if they get bothered, we run and we run and we run, and if we can't run, then only then we kill them. But the first thing we should do is be noiseless so that we don't bother them and they don't feel threatened and they don't have to attack us. Thank you, Shivani, but you ought to stop calling, dear. Please stop calling, please stop messaging. I really appreciate all the support everyone gives, but I mean, if there are conversations to be had, they're always here. I'm not a big fan of chit chat. You can consider me almost anti-social, really. I'm not much into chit chat. Let's get things done. There's shit to be done. I mean, no chit chat for me. It's so good. You can see all the fiber there. That is the main thing. Shivani had a bit of an episode with my mom yesterday. She was trying to get hold of me and I wasn't around and my mom had the phone. And anyway, long story short, Shivani loses her temper easily, if you know Shivani, and she's like, damn. And my mom is like, your friend's using damn and swear words to me. And I'm like, Mom, that's Shivani. You can't do anything about it. Oh, thank you, Tarun. This is yum. This is yum. There are people who say that if you don't meet me, I'll accuse you that you tried to rape me. Can you believe that? I mean, it's one of those bittersweet feelings that you feel, wow, I've already got stans. I mean, not fans, but stans. People who are really crazy. But at the same time, you really start worrying sometimes. What if they really do that? What if they actually go and say, oh, this guy raped me? Just because I don't want to meet them every day, or I just don't want to meet them. I just find them a little offensive or little lost or whatever. But yeah, be prepared that weird things will start happening to you once you start taking charge of things. Whoa, this is too filling. I'm not going to be able to finish this papaya. Plus, I really want to get down to the bhindi. So yeah, stay with me. I'm just gonna wash my hands of this papaya juice. This is mad. Whoa, this is super heavy fun. Okay, so like I said, that's lunching. And yeah, I still feel very light. I could keep eating. So that's long beans, bhindi and bangan, and then of course stay with me for the dessert. Yeah, these things need a good wash. So we're on. Okay. How do I do this? That way, that way. Maybe that way. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, we can get rid of the knife now, we don't need it. So yeah, when you eat things with fruit, you can just give them a good clean if it's done immediately. So yeah, no soap business. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, for the next 6 days, I've already got a workout schedule which includes squats, body weight squats, forward lunges, backward lunges, backwards lunges, I think, push-ups, pull-ups, rotational exercises, running, planks, of course. So I think there are about 10 exercises that should take me 75 minutes or so. So yeah, I'm gonna finish all this food, take a little break, and then start with the workout today. If I'm able to do that workout for the next 6 days, then I start the gym on the 1st. I'm not a big fan of the gyms because of the AC they use, and AC is not nice for the planet. But yeah, it's all an experiment. So I'm gonna try for the next 3 months to try and put on some body weight and mass and build a body, so to speak. Of course, this takes more time to eat. I could just eat 5 boiled eggs and the job would be done. But then it wouldn't be very nice for the planet. So then I think in the future we'll have 2 kinds of everything. We'll have 2 kinds of chess champions. People who live sustainably and people who do anything, even if they destroy themselves, the society, the planet, to become a chess champion. We'll same way have bodybuilders who respect, who are mature bodybuilders, and we'll have childish bodybuilders who will take any injections, any drugs, any supplements, anything just to get that effect instantly. So we will have mature patient people, and we'll have super immature, super impatient people who will basically be the death of the planet and themselves and everybody else. Insta results is what people are after. Usually I wash them much better, but it's alright. And we're on. Okay. Thank you, Tarun. I like the way they put things together, the way they compile stuff. It's really cool. Ooh, that was the support, wasn't it? Huh. Right, so what do we have here? Here we got Again, some of that papaya, which is gonna be a challenge to finish. A lot of long beans, a lot of bhindi, and a lot of bangan. So let's get on with it. I think you've seen the rest. Maybe not many of you have seen the bhindi. Best thing in the world. The okra plant is edible through to through. You can eat the leaves, you can eat the roots, and you can eat the fruit of this plant. It's a magic plant. Plus, when you eat it raw, it forms a kind of a slime, kind of a gel in your mouth, oil kind of thing, sticky Vaseline kind of thing. You just got to keep chewing till there's a lot of it, and then you just swallow it. It's got lectin, which helps against cancer. It helps with weight loss. It's got antioxidants. I can just write books upon what a magical thing this is. And Google will tell you that not only can it be eaten raw, but the more you cook it, the more nutrients it loses. So even if you must cook it, don't. But even if you must, don't, because then you'll be wasting fuel. You'll be keeping India poor, because fuel comes from countries which don't respect democracy. We don't make a lot of oil, whatever. But I don't know, if something gets into you and you must cook it very little as you possibly can. One of the crispiest and best things in the world. And they're so filling. I'm sure if once I eat just a few of them, I'll be like burping big time. Of course, if all this was cooked, it would have taken me a quarter of the time to eat all this. I would just down it, but then I wouldn't be it would be more harm than good. I wouldn't be chewing it, I wouldn't be salivating, wouldn't be digesting, a lot of problems. These are so filling, so crisp, so yum, so neat. I remember as kids we used to make art out of these things, dip them in paint and dab them on paper. Shivani, someone's always making memes. The world needs comedians. So yeah, we always want people to make memes. Where would we be without comedians, right? We want some comic relief. Yeah, the rest is boring, but you get the gist of it. Tarun, this is my last 3 little ones, and then after that I'm gonna give them a break like we spoke yesterday. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Zeel, for the shout out. Abhishek said, it's been 2 months, almost 2 months for me of eating healthy. I've noticed changes in my body and mind and my energy levels. Of course, Zilu said the most important benefit is laziness just disappears. Laziness just disappears. You're absolutely right. You just get things done. Whatever you want to do in life gets done. Is Ladyfinger also Nightshade? Mental. Are you even serious? Seriously, it wasn't in that list yesterday, was it? Seriously, bro? Oh, it says... Oh, it says the video will end in 13 seconds. That's okay. Bye guys. Dessert some other time.